Game number 4 here for the Saints after having a bit of a rough game 1, but 2 and 3 have been a little bit more down their alley, a little bit closer, so to speak, getting themselves into the top 5, or top 10 both times, rather. Just barely missing out on the top 5 in that last round. Looking like the Saints are going to be making themselves a beeline right towards their usual position. Salty Towers looks like it very well might be getting a little bit busy. Looks like 2 teams are going to contest that location. But what about anybody else here? Let's take a look around, see if there's anybody else looking to land with our Saints squad. Doesn't look like it's going to be the case. Might be a nice, quiet start to this game. I'm sure the Saints don't mind that in the slightest. I promise I won't get baited by the white arrows on the minimap this time. Yes, of course, NPCs, not players. And I do actually spot one player off in the distance. Junie gonna get a little bit of damage done to him. Not enough to actually get anything really started. Blue shotgun off the start there for Lasix. Very nice. Siri off in the house. I guess since nobody else really chased them down, it did allow for the St. Clair squad to split up their landings a little bit more, try and cover a little bit more ground. Of course, 3 players trying to loot a house and actually find something of value is definitely a tall task, so splitting up when you can, covering more ground is definitely a wise choice. Okay, Siri's actually going to have an assault rifle for this game, so that's a good start. Finds himself a harpoon as well. Who is coming with the vehicle? That is going to be Lasix here for pickup. Gonna meet up by the transport once again to probably get themselves their daily dose of shields. There it goes, topped off and good to go, but you forgot Judy. Never mind, he's gonna take his own ride. This is really, really odd. We do see the one light green player. I don't know if Saints realize it's only one player. There are actually other light green players up on the hilltops, which means this is going to get contested a little bit. I thought it was going to be a free kill onto what looks like a... Can't see exactly the tag as of this moment. We're going to see in just a moment, but he's definitely Evi Stalin basically going to get himself caught off guard. Dooney going to stay from the long-range shots, making that pistol work for him. The second time he's gotten a decent shot onto a player from afar. Lasix took a little bit of heat from Evi Stalin, though. Here comes the reinforcements, actually. The other light green players have showed up to reinforce their teammate. So solid job from them to make the rotate. Judy's going to have to try and come on in a little bit closer range here. Lasix barely going to be missing those shots this time by. Has the explosion going to happen here with that gas canister. It does knock the player. Beautifully done there from Lasix, actually. Going to take one of the players out of the game at least for a bit. Can they find one more? They're definitely going to knock them down. Just a matter of dealing with Ev. Where are they going to go? They're going to chase him on down. Definitely trying to run for the hills, but it's not going to be in his favor if the Saints have anything to say about it. Sure enough, that is going to be the case. So 3 eliminations total here, going over to the Saints. Solid start here for them, taking care of that light green squad. Jumped the rotation, but to be honest, it didn't even knock them down until the full team of reinforcements did show up, but did not matter. They were able to take care of that with very minimal damage. Junie doesn't have any shields left, but that's basically it in regards to damage, so not bad there for the Saints, making themselves look pretty good to start things off here in game number 4. One thing the Saints are going to have to keep an eye on, however, of course, is the storm. It is going to be coming around the corner in just a second. Let's quickly cheat, actually. Where do they have to go? It looks like pretty far, actually. If they're all the way up there in the very far west, they have to make their way through Sweaty Sands, which is probably going to be a skirmish waiting to happen. Down towards the south, we do see one yellow player making their way over towards the Saints. I believe he had reinforcements available as well. Possible collision course here for the Saints if they are not careful. Sure enough, they are going to spot out another team member. Actually, all three of them are there. Junie spot them, however. Basics, I do believe I do think has spotted them out. Took a couple shots. One of the players was crossing through the water. Now they're definitely going to have to be careful. At their backs, there is always going to be one team. Stop at a moment's notice, or if they have a sniper rifle or something, you could be a sitting duck. That team, however, going to get gobbled up by the storm just a bit. Saints comfy enough that they can just keep on getting resources in the meantime. We do see just to kind of clips all the yellow team getting gobbled up by the storm, and actually shot fired, nearly making contact with Lasix. Keep up in this game, however. As if one yellow team wasn't going to be tough enough, we have ourselves another one here right on the eastern side of Sweaty Sands. Collision course incoming. I think they both have vehicles. They're going to spot each other easily. So you're going to call that one out with the rest of the squad as well. Are they going to go in hot pursuit of them, or are they just going to let them pass? It does actually look. You're thinking about maybe taking the high ground and moving forward, but a couple of shields was definitely going to deter them from that one. Being said, though, the other squad that was ahead of them did end up slowing down for a second. Looks like they're going to try and turn and burn. Went to the St. Clair squad, but not going to be the case this time, Ty. Yeah, so for the first time in a little while, no engagement at Salty Sands, but what about at the towers? We do have one great green fellow here, it looks like. Right inside the bushes, they might see them. Lilybug, nice cover from him, actually. Unless the Saints spotted it. I think they did. He might not be long for this world. And okay, yeah, Lilybug is definitely going to be going down. Siri may not have spotted them. But okay, Lasix definitely has. Going to get absolutely melted down. Going to try and pop the anime stone. Not going to happen, and he had himself quite the loot, to say the least. Sniper rifle here. Got a submachine gun. Yes, it is. P90 coming in clutch here. Lasix going to pick that one up. He's been rocking submachine guns pretty much all day. But getting a hand onto that is definitely a win in his book. Going to be Lasix's third elimination of this game. Solid start here for him. Still keeping an eye, however, on the backs of St. Clair. That yellow team still just hanging around right on the very edge of the storm, but they're going more towards the south, so they might not have a collision course with the Saints, at least not yet. Saints start making their way into the desert. And actually, they very well may, because now the yellow squad below is starting to cut through. Who is that down by the bottom? That is going to be Lasix. And might spot somebody out. Sure enough, going to get open fired upon here. Should be able to bounce himself away, however, but has to kind of rendezvous up here with the rest of the St. Clair squad, but not get picked out solo, especially if they had a car or something that could jump on them. More teams right around the corner as well here in St. Clair. Just up on the hilltops. They are very well going to just run right into each other. Granted, that one team is kind of going from the underground. Junie should be able to spot this. Does he, in fact, though? I don't think so. He might find himself as a sitting duck if he is not careful. But actually, the other team going to actually play it super passively. Not going to make any contact here with the Saints squad. And going to be, I think, Siri, who's already all the way up down by Lazy Lake. Getting ready to, I would assume, push towards the center and build a fort. Okay, nobody got the chest on the jaw of the doghouse yet. That's going to be a third first aid kit. To be honest, Saints with their loadout, specifically looking at Siri's healing loadout, I think this could be actually clutch for a possible end-game scenario if they can get themselves there. The fact that Junie still has first aid meds as well, or first aid kits rather, is clutch as well. They just have to get here. Siri, an open fire here on the taxi. Going to take a couple of the players' shields anyway. But that orange squad is going to run for the hills, go back to the bridge, and call it a day there. Light green squad to the north, and two teams of purple in Lazy Lake still. Shots fired. That's going to be from the light green squad. See if we can take a look in a moment as to where exactly that is. We have a lull in the action. Sure, let's try to free cam this up a little bit. Where are you hiding? I don't think it's going to be as hard to find as I was originally expecting. We do have ourselves a bit of a sniper tower up into the high ground here. See if we can hop on with the Saints once again, of course. Don't want to lose my drone, not this time. What are they getting open fired upon, however, from? I don't think anything as of this moment. They're just going to end up farming up for a bit, and they're actually going to be in okay position for now anyway. I'm going to opt to possibly build up right here, right to now. One player, of course, off in the building to the northeast. Blue team coming from that direction as well. Take a look over. Oh, never mind, I'm looking at this wrong. That's going to be the green team over there. It's over this direction. That's the blue and yellow teams are currently hanging out in. And the Saints going to be making their move. So, and having a little bit of fun here with the free cam, but let's attach this thing back so I can use it later. Not absolutely blow that cover as we hop back in here from the Saints POV. Basically dead center here in this next storm zone. Closest team of contact is probably that blue squad. We do see, I believe it's Junie, looking towards the blue side of things. And it's going to get this crazy. Let's try and get ourselves another look then, while we're kind of bouncing between points of views here. So over there, guess, yep, here we are. Green going to be here once again. Where is purple? They're going to be hanging around here somewhere. Lasic's going to try and find them with a sniper rifle. But we do see building off in the distance. That's where the battle's going to be. There's three teams contesting each other over there. Then off to the east side, we do see blue versus yellow versus blue versus yellow versus pink. It is an absolute mess here. And Siri might have found himself an opportunity to catch up onto somebody as we reattach this thing and get into his point of view. Back and forth here with some of the members on the purple and blue squad to tag up some damage onto one of the player's shields, but nothing to really cause too much damage here. Junie's right there as well. Lasic's peppering onto that building as well. Blue team member gonna have to run for the hills, or at least try to keep on digging himself a bigger hole, so to speak. Keep himself nice and safe. And of course, prediction here for game number 4 was, is game 4 going to be Saints' time for the victory royale? We'll have to see. They're definitely putting themselves in an okay position to make that push, as long as they can keep themselves safe for the next couple minutes. Obviously, they still want a couple more eliminations. However, we do see, of course, Lasix with 3 eliminations for the Saints squad. Start things off. Junie with 1 as well. They can find themselves another 6, they'd be maxed out on the round, and then they can just worry about strictly survival. Saints are just going to be barely on the edge of the storm. This could be in their favor, or this could be catastrophic. We'll have to see in a moment. A little bit quiet to move forward with this one as of this moment, but that may have been just because of server lag, as we see more and more teams hovering closer and closer, squishing in. Everybody's going to have to get a little bit comfy here. We're going to spot everybody out, however, at the same time, Siri's still trying to find himself a shot here with that AR, but of course he doesn't have a whole heck of a lot of ammunition left in the tank here. Gonna have to try and get some ammo off of either a friend or try to find somebody to loot, because right now, definitely getting a little bit difficult to, or it will be difficult to start peppering down buildings when you have no ammunition. Shots fired here. This is going to be for Junie, who's down to about 80 shots left as well. Lasix in there with just about 100, so it's not like the Saints members have much ammo to spare. Only now are we now hitting the 16 team mark left here. 30 teams started this battle at a full lobby of about 90. Just about halfway through here. That's one way to do it, though. Lasix, of course, does have that P90 available. Going to be using that to try and destroy some of these walls as well. Peek real quick. Where in the world is everything happening here? Of course, our Saints just over here. We've got a team just below them. Here's Junie, Lasix, and Siri right around the corner. 3 teams, actually, battling it out right in this section right here. Trying to see if I could find any familiar names in this one. Not as of right now. The storm is not going to be in the Saints' favor, however. It's looking like. So, going to have to try and make the move all the way down here. Where, as we see, we have buildings, we have sniper towers, all around and built and fortified, good to go. That is going to be a heck of a hard thing for the Saints to try and break into, especially since there's teams behind them looking to try and make the move as well. You see a couple of them, actually. Going to take the river. Shots fired there. There's going to be Junie taking some shots. Without further ado, let's hop on in from the Saints' point of view to get themselves into this game, into this end game. Let's see how they do it. Oh, they're going literally right at the same time as another team. This is always the worst case scenario, especially if you're the one who gets jumped on first. Lasix and Siri taking some shield damage. Mike Spike gonna make things a little bit messy here. Lasix still alive. Junie, Siri all there as well. Gonna use that AoE healing cans, keep everybody all topped off and good to go. But they're kind of pinned in, but at the same time, they're at least in the safe zone. Of course, Saints going to be trying their best to get as far as possible, sneak a couple eliminations as well. Because right now they are, or at least from the last round, they were 23rd. They want to obviously get themselves back into the top 10, if not higher, if possible. And a solid round here would definitely help boost them towards that. Teams just absolutely surrounding them. It's going to be very chaotic moving on forward here. The move. He's thinking about it anyway. There's 4 teams about to battle each other. This could be the sneaky opportunity to try and get yourself a sneaky 5th party, 6th party. I know it's normally 3rd party, but there's so many teams available. It's just a mosh pit at this point. Hop into the mosh pit, see if you can snag somebody, take them down. It's 26th, actually, not 23rd. So yeah, Saints definitely looking to bounce back in for this one. Spot the team, they knock one of them down once again. literally player Jenkins gets picked up and then taken down again. They're going to have to leave him for dead, so it's going to be Siri's first kill here of the game, and he's going to be using that harpoon, stealing as much of the loot as possible. There's Golden Scar there as well. I know they want to get that assault rifle, one of the better rifles here in the game from what I understand. Golden Pistol might not be very bad later on down the line as well. Grab yourself a fishy for the late game scenario as well. Of course, fishy is extremely important considering how fast you heal with those. Not much of a wind-up animation to actually heal yourself up. In the midst of the server lag, we do have ourselves another knock, but not another kill. Saints still trying to finish that one off. Where is Lasix? Was leading the charge here for the Saints squad. Has a lot of resources still, lots of wood available as well. Helping keep the Saints lined up here with this storm. But again, time and time again, just going to keep on moving. Still a few more storm rounds to go before it gets super stupidly small. Stride nearly going to be taking some damage here from Lasix. Keeping them alive, but as we can see, with all these name tags starting to really show up, it's going to get a little bit messy. Lots on the screen to take in. But all you got to know is team after team crushed into this small little area. These shotgun battles are going to make or break your battle here, or your entire run. Oh, we have one right in front of Siri here. Can they find the elimination? Not going to be the case. Siphon just going to get out of dodge just in time. A little bit of a leg spike. We have a full team on full team battle here. There goes one. Can they finish them off? One more shot available. Get the pickaxe out on them. Siri going to finish them off. Second kill of the game. Junie found himself a second one as well. Saints sitting here with 7 eliminations now. Junie taking a little bit of heat. Going to use the bounce pad. Get himself back up here with Siri. Lasix is just trying to get out of dodge. Getting peppered from all sorts of sides. But keeping himself safe for at least a little bit longer. Separated from his team for a little bit. But now has rendezvous here with the rest of the squad. And we do see Evolve going to get absolutely blasted, but gets a turn onto Lasix. Absolutely catastrophic there for Lasix. Going to be probably left for dead too. The Saints are too far away, unfortunately. Not going to be able to keep their player back in this game. Junie and Siri going to have to try and hang on for a little bit longer. Technically, 7 players to go here for the Saints to try and get through here. 10 total, but of course we still have all 3, or now we have Lasix going down. So no, it's still 7 players the Saints have to plow through here. Shotgun upgrade, walks right into somebody. Junie in a bit of a rough spot. Siri's still alive. Junie hanging on. He's falling. He's going to end up going down here. That is going to be iconic, taking him down. Well, I tell you what, we're always looking forward to seeing the Siri clutch. He has 4 other teams, or not 4 other teams, 4 other players to beat here in this 4th game. Technically, of those, it's going to be basically a 2-on-2, and then there's Siri. You play it quiet and just try to survive a little bit longer. If that's going to be the case, he has to be careful. Somebody who is definitely hot on his tail. Going to opt to go towards healing out at least a little bit longer. Sucks that he has to pop these fish so early. He's going to try and find us Pearl Ackerman again. We saw him in the last game as well. Made it pretty far in. Him and his team doing a solid job once again. Some shots coming in here from Siri. Going to try and get a quick pick. Not going to be the case. Can he get himself into the storm? He's in such a good position. He's actually going to opt to drop into the action. And that's going to be catastrophic. He goes for the 1v2. Goes down. And he's going to end up giving St. Clair the 2nd place finish here in this game. Made it close, but not quite enough to get the victory, but still going to be a fantastic finish nonetheless here for St. Clair. So bringing the Saints to the 2nd place position, and then all the Saints making it up into the top 10 once again. So solid overall. How is Siri always the last one, dude? I have no idea, but he makes it work. It's interesting to see. Okay, let's take a look and try and get ourselves an updated score here for this one. If they were 26th before, they are now 12th with 183 points here in the session so far. And we're basically halfway. And halfway in the night as well. Of course, just breaking just past the 1 hour 40 minute mark course, we're going till 11 or 10 rounds, but with us being on round number 5, they're pretty much right on pace to take the whole night here. I'll see your last one. He good. He good. Fair enough, fair enough. Not going to throw this to a break at all for this time by. Of course, anybody who voted for the Victory Royale, you were oh so close, but not yet. Nope. Going to be the correct prediction here for this one this time by. Where do we want to guess timing? I'm not going to go off of finishing position, actually. Let's see. Will the Saints secure 8 kills this game? Simple yes or no answer to this one. Next prediction up in chat, so be sure to play along with your channel points here at home. Nothing on the line, but just a little bit of fun channel points, of course, they earn just by watching a stream. So see what you can do. See if you can make fake bank. We're just about to get ready into game number 5. Just going to catch up with our squad right here. Before we do, they haven't jumped off the bus yet. I gotta wait for them to do that. What about playing this whole match on slow motion? I wouldn't put you guys through that. No. I like you all too much. Everybody jumped off. Just gotta find our guys. Have a couple KU players in this one. Thanks for Siphon is back in this one. Pearl Ackerman's back in this match as well. Nate Nasty. And there's our guys. Okay, we're going to hop into the game in just a second. All right, game 5. Let's do this. And then hooray, I did not lose my drone in that last game. For once. Threw me out for a second. Here I am thinking the Saints were going to get jumped on by somebody, but no, we're actually going to be the ones in the purple this time by. With nobody here to contest, we're going to be splitting things off. It's going to be Junie off to the beach, Siri to the original building. Lasix is going to take the house. Some shots fired, but I think that was from an NPC or from the server just lag spiking us. And one thing, of course, to keep an eye on the longer that we do go into this session here today is, I think I made it, or I may have made this point before in a past broadcast here for Fortnite, but the longer the day goes on, the more you tend to see teams kind of start losing their patience a little bit. And with that, they tend to look for some more skirmishy type of games instead. Try and make sure they get their full 10 games worth. Oh, hi, Siri. I just mentioned that because I did see up in the kill feed, up in the top left, of course, there was a couple of familiar names I've seen in the end game from the last couple of rounds that are already dead here in this one, which is definitely weird to see. Just went out guns blazing and did not exactly work for them. Holy first aid packs. I was going to say, are they going to take care of all the Slurper? And sure enough, it's going to be the case. All topped off on shield. Going to take the 2 vehicles as well. And you can definitely tell, pretty standard start here for St. Clair. Uncontested. They could do exactly what they want to do. Split up, loot up as much as possible, get some shields, get 2 cars. feel like I've seen them do this a few times before. Because they did that quick enough as well, they do get to move towards the holly hedges for another untouched area. As we see, as soon as they cut through the hedges, they're going to find themselves some loot, including that rifle. Nicely done there. Or a nice find, rather, here for the St. Clair squad. Junie going to be taking care of that one. Lasix does have himself a blue submachine gun. Again, just making these submachine guns work here for him today. He's had himself, I believe, 3 or 4 eliminations in that last game. I'm going to pick up where he left off. Siri also has himself a purple sniper rifle as well, so got 2 players on the side of the Saints looking for some long-range engagements if necessary. And it looks like my prediction might have been a little bit... I may have had a few of these a little bit indecisive. Of course, that time by was, will the Saints get themselves 8 kills? Nobody's going to vote on this one, but that's A-okay. We'll have to see moving forward to see if they score that one anyway. Of course, want to see them get, of course, 10 eliminations, so they would be able to max out on their points for the round. Yeah, Saints have all the time in the world, it looks like. So while they're farming up, let's take a look at this minimap and see where some of the other teams seem to be located. Now, taking a look pretty close, actually, to where the holly hedges are. So this is where we are right here. In the purple, you can see us right here. Soy Duck, all by himself, actually. A little bit of an odd spot for him. Do have a team down below. Alongside the team of White. Sweaty Sands looks like it's going to be basically untouched, and then we do see Evolve and Focus Enable. We've seen them in a past match, giving the Saints a little bit of a hard time. Paul Ackerman up to the northeast with his squad of Nate Nasty and Maddie as well. And just going to point those teams out specifically, because those are probably going to be some players that we do end up running into the more and more we go through here. And I got baited by the white cursor again just because it had a name tag. That is an NPC. The Beef Boss is not an actual player, though it very well should be. With about 2 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock here for the Storm to make it to its point, things are going to start making their way through. Get to the safe zone, still a little bit of a ways away, I do believe. You're going to probably cut through the Weeping Woods. They will have to, of course, watch out for the team from the south, down by the Beef Boss there. Of course, one of the light purples. And then Soy Duck from behind. I don't know if he lost his team early or what, but definitely Saints going to have to watch out for a cheeky little flank maneuver from him as this game goes on. To pick up the pace a little bit, Siri's going to have the taxi good to go. And he might have very well just left it in neutral, because that thing is going right off the cliff. I guess I didn't need that taxi anyway. Please, Lasix gonna zip line through as if this is Apex Legends or something. Not this time. Some of the areas up here look like they have been looted already, but at the same time, nobody is around, so maybe you'll find something. Something that was missed. And sure enough, to the northeast, we will have the Saints' first point of contact, possibly two, if they are not careful. We'll see two teams up into the desert area already. That can be Siri does spot them out. He in fact does. He's going to try the sniper shot. Not going to find contact, however. Couple pot shots, but then going to make their way over. You hop along here. Third person mode, just to keep an eye on that other team, of course. Basically stuck between a rock and a hard place, because of course that's there's the orange team and there's the green team of Pearl Ackerman up there as well. And down to the southwest, we do appear to have another squad making their move as well. One of the ones did mention a little bit earlier on in the game, looking to possibly go on a collision course here with the St. Clair Saints. Saints going to take the road. We can kind of see the outline a little bit there. Saints will not know that team is available though. Just got to watch their backs. They very well could get jumped on. Have to keep an eye on that as this round continues forward, but Saints just going to opt to go dolphin dive in here apparently and just take the water. Oh, do I not miss the days of going in the water means you had to swim super stupid slow across everywhere back in the days where you had to go get to that little cabin that was in the middle of Loot Lake. Definitely don't miss those days. Players to the south, players to the northeast and northwest here for Saints if they're not careful. Don't exactly have a lot of cover either being out here in the water. Sure, trying to hit the diving player is a little bit difficult, but if they have an assault rifle or something, or one solid sniper shot, can definitely put you out of commission. Fishes? That's not a fishy, that's a sniper rifle. And now it's going to get messy, so we do have some shots fired here. Saints basically caught in a pickle. And it's not even in the late game area, and there's still so many teams around. Fortunately here for the Saints, I know they like their quiet starts, but this is not going to be one of those games. Unless they can kind of go full Ghost Recon on this one. I don't think they're going to be able to successfully pull off, at least not yet. Cabined up off to the side. Whomst else is around? Up in the high ground is a couple teams. Is there a building up there they have? Sure enough, that's going to be the case. Saints still just hanging out just down here. Whom else is around? A little bit further down south, there's a team. Down to the west, looks like we got a couple players making their move as well. Siri, Junie, and Lasix basically content in their little cabin here. Little cabin by the river just to try and time out to the storm just a little bit longer. See where they have to go, if they have to go anywhere at all. In fact, they don't have to move in the slightest, but it looks like they're going to anyway. Squad going to roll out, try and get themselves a little bit closer to the center, and maybe that's where they're going to opt to build their fort. We'll have to see very, very shortly, as long as they don't get peppered by somebody in the meantime. Shots fired because there's teams from below that the Saints are going to have to worry about. And the Saints teleported on me. Where did they go? They're already all the way up here. Okay. And actually, gunfight available as right below them. We do have a team making a move as well. There's Pearl Ackerman. Sure enough, we thought that they would have a collision course at some point. That's going to be the case. Then right up above us as well. Who do we have over here? Let's quickly take a look real fast up in the towers. Which team is this? Because Young and Sackwick. From the other side, of course, got some players coming from the bottom as well. 4 or 5 different teams. This is going to start getting cluttered here. Saints, lots of opportunities to possibly find themselves a snag or a pick of some sort. Let's see if they can make something happen. They have a bunch of sniper rifles available. No Siri likes to look for these stray shots. Some games hit a little bit more than others. But you don't, or was it, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so you might as well just take them while you can. It's not like you're going to burn through sniper rifle ammo. If you do manage to burn through sniper rifle ammo, then that's something special. Ackerman's squad, of course, off to the right. Who do we have down here? Let's take a peek real quick. Who is our opponents down below? The KU squad, actually, going to be right there. It's possibly Kettering. And the standoff basically just continues here for St. Clair. Dead center, they're pretty much where they want to be until this next storm section does come underway. That's when things are going to start getting a little bit messy. See the L lines there? It's going to be Junie and Siri trying to keep an eye on that green squad just up here to the northeast. There's Nathan Nasty and the rest of the squad. Now with the storm actually going to be moving, Saints will not be in the safe zone, just barely actually. Not going to make it. We do see a couple teams actually already making the move. Zackwick and Young going to be making the move actually. Siri and Junie find themselves the pick. We'll actually hop on in and find out right here, right now, what do they want to end up opting to do. Good thing there's no friendly fire in this, otherwise Big Papa would be proud. Or disappointed. One of the two. Flag's gonna rob us here of a little bit of snipe shot there from Lasix. Did make contact, but unfortunately just not gonna get a good look at it. $30 seconds, make that 20 seconds now to go. When do they pull the trigger? They are going to be one of the last ones of here in this battle, moving towards this safe zone. And granted, no, they don't have to move too far. They still have to move, and any time that you're outside of your fort is definitely a bad time, to say the least here. They have some time. I quickly actually see if we can hop on over, get ourselves a better look at what the situation's looking like. Literally right below them. We do have a team right around the corner. Saints still hanging in tight here. Who is down below? A couple new faces here. Sayward and the others. Here comes a couple more from the other side as well. Saints, time to move. Let's see what they're going to end up pulling off here. As Siri starting to pepper some of the members off to the west, or the east rather. Closes on in. One thing that I did not actually even see is the fact that Junie actually got disconnected here from this round. So absolutely catastrophic moment here for the St. Clair squad, going down a member to something that wasn't even their own doing necessarily. Maybe the servers is not just our issue here on the spectator side of things here tonight, unfortunately, here on the PlayVS side. And that is going to be the case there. So yeah, Junie getting confirms they gets taken down here. So no Junie for the rest of this round. And Siri's going to lead the charge. Let's see what they can end up pulling off here. We see lots of teams getting into this skirmish down on the side. Siri completely fearless. No cover in the slightest. Just going to open fire on whomever he sees. Going to try and get himself the high ground, which, I mean, this is where the Saints usually work pretty good. Siri getting himself in a pretty good position. Going to drop on in here onto Aqua. Nearly got him, actually. Or nearly got in with him, I should say. No shots fired, but nearly grouped up with him nonetheless. Lasix is nearby as well. Does he catch up? We'll find out in just a moment. Somebody feed the hamster, Pliazzi. Thank you. There we go. Lasix going to get popped down a little bit more, but he's going to end up meeting up with Siri once again. Evolve and Focus are back here once again. Going to be a thorn in the Saints side as well. How do they end up finding their opportunity here? Because since this game was so quiet, they haven't gotten squat here for eliminations. Obviously, they want to find themselves a couple. But there is so many teams so close together. I don't know where you find your opportunity to jump in and try to make an engage. Feels like you're kind of stuck in a position trying to kind of, not bottom feed, but like look for scavengers or stragglers. I don't think you could bounce the sniper bullet off of the trampoline. That's not going to find anybody. This ain't the green shell. Okay, let's get brave here. Let's try to free cam it. And no, I did lose my drone. Of course I did. Well, that's A-okay. We're going to see Saints trying to pepper down some of the members on this blue squad. And, of course, now it's just a matter of trying to keep yourself alive, trying to find a quick pick as well, while trying to keep in here with the storm. Constantly going to be on the move. Every 30 seconds is basically going to be moving at this point in the game. Siri was about to make the move. However, some players from above are actually taking some shots at a team nearby, nearly hopping into the crossfire. That wouldn't have been good, but okay, come on. Maybe he did hop into the crossfire, but we'll never know. Lasix is going to be the last one alive here. Good positioning, actually. Going to get the jump onto Sin the Goat, but not enough to really do any serious damage to him. Sin the Goat does end up going down to the storm. If he does die, I think that will be credit going over to Lasix. Acropolis right behind Lasix as well. Wants a little bit of a revenge kill for taking down his comrade. I mean, Lasix was doing a pretty solid job bragging out in prior rounds, but they've never been during these late game scenarios. Looking forward to seeing what he can pull off here. Does have a couple cans available to keep himself alive just a little bit longer. We got Pearl right on the other side. Can he get the jump on? He is going to take him down. Big kill here for Lasix. What kind of healing does he find? Only shields. Okay, sure. Fine for individual engagements, but does absolutely nothing versus the storm. He's got to try and find something right here, right now on the ground. Not going to find a thing, it looks like. Not even any band-aids right now for Lasix. So every little bit definitely counts. And the fact that he fell a little bit further into this. Actually nice. He's going to take somebody down from the floor, find himself the elimination, and keep himself in this game. Huge plays coming out here for Lasix, keeping himself in here while finding 3 quick kills. Can he find himself another one? He's looking for more. Does have that rather powerful shotgun. He's going to find the knockdown. Can he find the elimination, though? He needs to finish this off, but we're never going to know. There it is. Does find another one. 4 eliminations within the last couple minutes here for Lasix, and he's not done just yet. Continuing to push forward. Going point blank here with somebody. Nearly getting tagged. But all these eliminations actually giving enough resources here for Lasix to at least get himself up to 60 HP. That being said, though, 1 shotgun blasted. Holy crap, he did it! Lasix gets himself the victory royale out of what feels like nowhere. That effort did not get enough credit. Holy smokes, Lasix, well played. Definitely caught me off guard a little bit there. I thought there was way more players there. They were constantly shooting up in the high grounds. But Lasix was just basically sharking, trying to find people crossing on flimsy bridges. Knocked them down, got a good handful of knockdowns, of course. And 5 eliminations when just minutes ago the team didn't have anything. Big play here from Lasix. We're so used to seeing Siri clutch up. Not today. Lasix saying I can do it too. In Victory Royale, winner, winner, chicken dinner, wrong game, I don't care. We're going to hop into game number 6 very shortly, of course. Let's see where the Saints line up after that one, of course. Maximum amount of placement points for winning that round. So let's take a look real fast at where they stand. I think they were around the top 15 last time I checked. But with that win, this does get them into the top 10 with 250 points. So a very, very solid start here. But now, the big question, and what's going to cause a little bit of a delay here for us, is the fact that with Junie disconnecting, they're going to have to wait a little bit for him to come back. And hopefully it's not anything too critical. We definitely want to see the Saints still hop into this. Game 5 was fantastic, but they still should have plenty more rounds to go. So we're going to take it to a very quick break. Saints sitting with 200 in the top 10, or 250 points, puts them in the top 10. Obviously, hungry for more. We'll see if they can keep pushing in just a few minutes.